I would say this is the main this is the segment I look forward to.
Oh yeah, a lot of arguing here. This segment is championship contenders and pretenders. You know, everyone does this.
Everyone does this.
But now you get to see it with two people. So, get ready for a little bit of discussion here.
Here we go. Let's do this.
So I'm going to start with the teams I think are pretty solidly in, and surely you don't have them out.
Let's play a game.
Okay.
You tell me which teams that you have on there that I also have.
That you also have. I think you've got to have Indiana.
Okay.
They can reload. You got to have Notre Dame.
I do.
They're reloading. They look great. You've got to have Ohio State.
Of course.
Of course. They got returning people. So, I think you'll have Oregon. Oregon is Hey,
I'm high on Oregon. Love Oregon.
Good team.
I think their talent's only getting better.
Okay. Georgia, who I think is the best SEC team.
Is Gunnar Stockton back?
I'm thinking yes. I don't remember.
Okay. I don't remember.
I need to really look into that. So, next I have...
If they are, then I still have them up there, so yes.
I decided to put Texas in mine, even though I'm not a huge Texas fan.
No.
Yeah. You know what?
I
decided...
can't believe this.
Here's the thing. They can win a championship, but you know what they could also do? Lose 5 games.
I can't believe this. The duality of man.
So, I have another team... We're out of all the softballs now. Indiana, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, Georgia. I think those are all the ones that are solidly in. I think at this point, all of them are controversial. So next one I have, and mine are not really in order. I have Miami.
No.
So
No.
So why? You got to point out, what on their team? What's the problem? You know,
what brought them to the championship last year?
What brought them to the championship is elite team, really good defense. I'd say good coaching, manageable quarterback play.
So I would argue good coaching.
Yeah.
Questionable. Mario Cristobal was not very good 2 years ago.
Questionable 2 years ago, but they were good last year.
They were good last year. And I would say I don't think Mario Cristobal was the leading factor of that.
Really?
I would argue that with Miami, they had an experienced quarterback, right? With Stetson Bennett.
Sure.
He's been in the league. That kind of has been a recipe for past winning
I agree.
teams. They had a elite defense, and mainly their defensive ends. Both of them are leaving. And I would say if you look at Ohio State, right, and I'm going to compare it to Ohio State with Chase Young, right, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, and all of them leaving, you noticed it. JT Tuamaloau leaving. We noticed it.
I agree.
Really have a
what you notice is
significant rusher.
You kind of have a culture of having those guys.
They don't have a culture.
Who are you to say they don't have dudes right behind them ready to go?
Last year, you know what they were known for?
What were they known for?
Giving up points.
Yeah. Well, you look how much.
What culture of defense do they have?
I'm pretty sure they made a hire at defensive coordinator. I don't remember who it is, but they changed the defense around.
Your point was they have a culture. What culture?
I'm just saying, how are you so confident they don't have talent stacked behind it? Or if they don't, they can't lean on other people to be decent at defense?
I'm not saying they're not going to be decent. I'm saying that this was a rare case. Just like how it was Ohio State, it was a rare case that Arvell Reese was becoming the stud that he is. That's rare. Having just someone come sprout out from underneath the woodworks.
So you think that they're going to get worse, but even if they get worse, they could still be a contender. They were in the national championship.
They can be a contender.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win it.
Okay. Well, I think we're talking about contenders here.
No, I'm talking about people who can win it.
I think there's some people
I don't think they
who
can win
contend. It's called contenders and pretenders.
No, I got winners and pretenders.
Winners and losers.
I got winners and losers.
Okay. I think they can make it. I mean, they made it in as the 10th seed, and they still have their same coaching in place.
Sure.
If you have a coach that could bring you from the 10th seed to the first, and here's my other thing. I think they very well may have upgraded at quarterback. I don't think Stenson Bezos was that good. I think he was fine.
With Dukes.
And I think, they brought in Darian Mensah, probably one of the better quarterbacks in the ACC. Duke wasn't losing because of offense. They were losing because of defense. And you know what? You bring in that quarterback. You still have your head coach. You have plenty of backing now. I'm sure all kinds of Miami fans are so excited about the U being back because it matters so much to them, even though the U is not back, in my opinion, because they'd have to be not way better, quite a bit better to say the U is back. But I think they're going to have plenty of backing. They still have their head coach. They have a nice quarterback.
I'm not saying they're not going to be good.
I know they're losing some guys. I think they're going to be good. I think they could have potential to win. Here's the other thing working for them. They're in the ACC.
No, that helps.
What are the odds they're making it to their conference championship game? I would say very, very high. And then what are the odds of winning it? Still quite high. I don't think I have any other ACC teams on my contender list.
I have no ACC teams.
Yeah, so I think they have really good odds of going to the top of the conference. I think they have really good odds of winning their conference. That means they have really good odds of being in the playoffs and maybe even having a bye, which, contrary to popular belief, I still think is actually, I don't think it's a good thing.
I think they're going to go 3-1 this year.
I really wonder. The byes are, yeah. I think Miami, just the position they're in, and we'll look at their schedule next week. I think they could totally win it. They could totally win.
I think they'll be quite the team. They won't win it.
Really?
They won't.
Pretty confident in that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have more teams, so we're gonna have to move on here.
Can't wait.
Sounds like Josh has really limited his list. I limited mine.
I did,
but I mean,
I really tried to.
In
the
spirit of the sport nowadays, they got 12 playoff spots, so I went with 12.
Can win it.
I felt there was a pretty good cutoff for my 12.
Only 7 can win it.
Really? Okay. So you definitely don't have LSU.
This is wild.
Let me just lay out my argument. No. We are talking about people who could win it all.
They can't win it all.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
I can tell you why they can win it all. They are such a volatile team.
If
they could 100% win it all.
If a meteor strikes the earth.
We don't need a meteor to strike the earth. For Lane Kiffin to have a good offense at the school
they're going to have to smite Indiana. They're going to have to smite Oregon. They're going to have to smite Ohio State.
They just have to win the game.
No, they're not. LSU is not built to win 3-4 hard games in a row.
Why not? What's the problem?
They haven't even made the playoffs since 2019.
This is so not important.
Lane Kiffin stinks year one.
Okay. How about the decades before that? They have a really consistent culture of winning. You're just cherry picking the time period that they're bad in.
It was 10 years ago.
Okay. And you're talking about 5 years ago.
Whole coaching staff's changed.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Since they...
look at... You know what this is? Brian Kelly defender. He loves Brian Kelly.
I hate Brian
Kelly.
He
thought he was doing great things for LSU.
No,
okay,
they still
so
lost.
Why are you so concerned with
the
all coaching
garbage?
Change? Oh, yeah. They lost a ton of games with Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly couldn't win in Notre Dame either.
He didn't appreciate the culture at LSU. He didn't really win anything at Notre Dame. And then somehow they hired him at LSU. And then people thought it was going to be good. And he wasn't good. And I wish you could have heard me talk about Brian Kelly like 3 years ago. Because, it doesn't just look like hindsight because we haven't had this show for 3 years. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the coach is an upgrade. The coaching is an upgrade. The offense is going to be an upgrade. The defense... Really, I mean, they still have, I think, their defensive coordinator, Blake Baker. He's done a great job in LSU's defense. They used to be absolutely trash in your time period where they didn't make any playoffs. So all they have to do is maintain defense, do a little bit better on offense with their extremely offensively minded head coach, with probably one of the better head coaches in the league. I mean, I don't care what you think about him. He's obviously done really well at Ole Miss. He's done really well offensively. There is no reason why this team... Sure, under the right conditions, but no team's just winning under the wrong conditions. Every team needs the right conditions. No reason they can't win the championship.
No way. There's no shot.
I'm not even saying they're going to be a good team. It's just they're so volatile. They could be. I could totally see them being a top 3 team. I could totally see them not being ranked for most of the year or all the year. I think they could fit in both categories. So there are teams that are consistently good like Iowa who I just can't have in this list. But LSU could be better than Iowa, could be worse, but at least they do have a shot at winning the championship. That's what I think.
I would put Iowa and LSU in the same tier.
Oh, my God. You're just insane.
They're the same people.
They're not the same. I think they'll be quite different this year.
If you put Iowa against LSU last year, who wins? I understand you're saying.
Wins.
I understand.
I think Iowa wins.
The coaches, the coaching staff, and everything.
Yeah, this year I couldn't tell you, though.
Iowa's always... has been improving, albeit small, has been improving every single year. LSU, as you've shown, is volatile. But man, they haven't been close to being as successful as you've been claiming they were 10 years ago.
Right. I think
they don't have a culture of winning right now.
Yeah, that's why they get a new head coach who can fix.
They're going to continue to get a new head coach because the whole politics within LSU is just absolutely just downright garbage.
This is
the
true.
culture there is absolutely toxic. And you think Lane Kiffin, the Twitter warrior, is going to add and increase?
The Twitter warrior brought Ole Miss to a semifinal.
And then what did he do?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that culture's good.
Just to get a bag. That's what college football's about, leaving to get a bag.
That's good. I'm glad we brought the absolute scandal of a man leaving the guy that the team he brought to the playoffs and goes, deuces.
So
gone.
Here we go. We were talking about Iowa. So let me explain. I could have considered Iowa in here, but Iowa's never really won anything at that level.
No.
LSU has. But here's the real thing. Like, I can't put in Iowa because I do think they're a really good team. I think anyone could lose to Iowa probably about any week because of the way they play, especially if we're playing at Iowa. But they just cannot play offense. They are really bad at offense. They've been historically bad at offense. You cannot win a championship with that much limited of an offense.
True.
The thing about LSU is they, in theory, have all the puzzle pieces. They have a great defense they had last year. They're not losing a ton of guys. They're bringing in a ton of guys from Ole Miss to help instill the culture. They're bringing in their quarterback that they wanted. They're bringing in an offensive-minded head coach. In theory, they have all the pieces. I think the biggest argument you could make is obviously the pieces don't fit together, or their special teams is so bad that they can't win 4 games in a row, which honestly, you know what, could be the case. But
they're not winning 4 games in a row regardless.
I think
even if the stars align,
I think they can. They just got to get hot. I think
they can't. They can't.
All right.
They're bringing in almost like 50% of the team is transfers.
You know what? That helps.
It's ridiculous.
They can instill that culture.
There's no
of Lane
cohesion
Kiffin right away. They can instill it right away.
There's zero cohesion.
It'd be better than just your head coach. This works, by the way. I don't know. Let's see.
Indiana?
Who won a national championship? Oh, Indiana. You know what they did? They brought in a ton of JMU guys. All right. And you know what? Some of those guys were still around last year when they went 16-0. So, yes, it can totally work.
Not with Lane Kiffin.
I continue. I had Oklahoma on here.
Oh, I did too. Oklahoma's my
So you think
seventh.
Oklahoma? Okay.
Yeah, Oklahoma's my second.
They got their head coach. They got experience at quarterback.
They got their quarterback. They got their head coach. The defense
They had
is
a good
elite.
defense. They were pretty good last year. They were really good till they got hurt.
They got hurt, and their scheduling was screwed.
Oh, yeah. Their scheduling was horrible. How much different would their season have gone if Jean Mateer doesn't get hurt and they had a little bit easier schedule?
Oh, I think they're in the playoffs.
I think they're winning a playoff game.
They're winning.
I think
they're a very good team, actually.
Yeah,
and I think
Oklahoma's sneaky good.
Just the cohesion coming from year 1, year 2. Okay. I think I'm a big fan of year 2 quarterbacks. I think they'll be good. They are my 7th. You just rounded out my 1 through 7. So everything else you say after this is malarkey.
Oh, malarkey. Okay,
hit me with it.
I have one more SEC team I think can win it.
I can't wait.
I have Texas A&M.
Why?
They were pretty good. They still have their head coach for a while. I don't remember exactly their quarterback situation, but they were a good team last year. Yeah, they did. But the thing
in the words of you, that would be terrible.
Or Texas A&M. Yeah, it would be terrible.
Like,
I'm not arguing that was bad, but they went on a stretch of winning games, and according to you, it's really important. And I agree. You should be able to win 4 games in a row.
You should.
And Texas A&M was able to do that. They were
with what schedule?
Okay. I understand it was the easiest SEC schedule, and I'm going to sound like an SEC homer here. But, I mean, they still won every game. They were the 3rd last undefeated team behind Ohio State and then Indiana. Are we forgetting when they were like 11-10-0?
Yeah, I'm aware.
With an SEC schedule, I understand it was the easiest SEC schedule.
I think they played like every single bottom feeder team.
Yeah, okay. I understand they played an easier schedule. But they're still able to put their head on straight and win all those games.
Sure.
I don't care. You know what? If you go 10-0 with the Big Ten's easiest schedule, as Penn State probably will, it's still not an absolute cakewalk.
Great. I can't wait to call them the Penn State of the SEC.
Not as much of a cakewalk as some other conferences. I think it's still obviously a harder conference. So I put respect on that. And here's the thing. Texas A&M, I think they could do what they did last year. By the way, Texas A&M played Notre Dame and beat them as well.
Oh, no, that's very good.
I think they were a really good team.
It's very good.
So
I'm glad they got them at the front end.
I think what they need to do is just peak at the right time and they can win a national championship. There's not a ton of big changes that need made here. I think if they played as well as they did at the beginning of the season, but instead got hot at the end of the season, which I think is a real thing now in college football.
Getting hot is important.
I don't see why they can't win a national championship.
I struggle with I really do struggle with the last 2 games of the year.
I agree.
Texas, whenever they had competent talent go up against them, and you can point to the Notre Dame game and go, they did it there, and I would go, great. That was the beginning of the season, and I would say there's still a little bit more fluff, variability when it's the beginning, when it's the first game of the year.
Play. No,
there's a little bit of fluff.
I understand that.
But then whenever a team has say same talent pool, has some games played underneath them, they played Texas, lost, and then they played Oregon. Right? Was it Oregon? Texas A&M?
Texas Tech.
No, Texas Tech. Texas A&M played who? They had a bye.
They didn't even play in the SEC championship.
No, they didn't.
They played. I don't remember.
They lost.
I have to look it up. Yeah, they lost.
So, Miami.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Miami. They played Miami.
Pretty good team, Miami, by the way.
But when they played a similar talent pool, after a little bit of cohesion, they couldn't put up points.
I still think it's about getting
same
hot.
Offense.
Here's the thing, though. With that logic, I would say Ohio State's not a contender then. Because that is not what Ohio State did.
The problem...
They had an easy schedule.
Sure.
And then you know what they did in the last 2 games of the season?
They flopped.
They scored 10 points and 14 points against Indiana and Miami.
And you can point to that. And I would argue with, though, and I'm going to bring up your culture talk as well.
Okay.
Texas A&M doesn't have a culture of winning.
Okay. Here at Texas A&M,
Ohio State is known for winning games.
Elko is there. He's been there for a while. He's really on the upturn on that team.
And this is the first year they were good.
This is not like someone who's just been hired like 1 or 2 years ago. I think they've kind of established and they're uptrending every single year, kind of like Oregon in that respect. Like
with Dan Lanning,
I think Oregon's trending up every single year as well.
For sure, but
I think they're kind of similar teams.
But Oregon's been there before.
This is
first time. Texas A&M's first time here.
I understand, but are you not saying that obviously if Ohio State got hot at the end of the year last year, I think they could have won it all.
Maybe.
I think if Texas A&M would have got hot near the end of the year, or maybe this year when there's maybe not quite the juggernaut of Indiana, I think they could win a national championship. I think they could do it.
I think they struggle. I don't have them on my list.
Now it gets crazy. Because I have 2 more teams. Only 2
Two more?
Teams. I have 2 more teams. Only 2.
We're trying to be realistic here.
I think these are teams that can win it. And I'm going to be a little bit short on this one. Obviously, you're real upset with this larger list, but this is what I went with. I have USC on here. And here's my reason. You remember back when Lincoln Riley was struggling at UC, and he kind of had this heart-to-heart in the middle of the season. He's like, man, we really suck. So we got to change everything. You remember that?
I remember that.
Okay. Because this matters a lot to you. You've said USC is kind of a historic, storied program.
He's a historic,
they have a history of winning. Okay, Lincoln Riley used to do pretty well at Oklahoma.
Sure, he did great.
USC. Okay, so here we are. We have that component of it. All right, so they've been there before. They have the backing. They can do it. It's been a while, but they can do it better than Texas A&M because he used that against me in that argument. If USC can't compete this year, what year can they compete? I'm putting myself in a box, and I'm either saying USC is kind of no longer the blue blood, or you're saying maybe in the future, or are you saying they should fire him and start over?
At this point, I'm not saying USC is a blue blood.
That's ridiculous. I think that's crazy. I mean, they were not even so long ago. They were really good.
When?
Caleb Williams. They were.
Oh, the chosen one of football?
Yeah, they're kind of good. They're really good, actually. You know what they were bad at? Defense. You know what they're better at now? Defense. So, yeah, okay, now they have to find offense, especially since they're losing, Mekhi Lemon and stuff. But I think that was, a year and a half ago, he was like, we got to change everything. And then last year, they really wanted to go for it last year or this year. I won't be title or bust like Texas is. True. Bust. I'm guessing bust, by the way, on that.
I'm guessing title.
But I still think they were going for last year or this year. what they were building for. If they can't do it this year, then USC is just kind of fading off into irrelevance. So if you're saying they're fading off into irrelevance, then that's just a difference of opinion.
I do think they're So I'm going to use again, with culture, with winning, right?
Yeah.
Playoffs has been out since 2014.
Sure.
Right? USC's never been in it. USC's never been in they've been in the conversation once or twice.
All right.
Right? And with that, I would point at it, and I'd almost give them the same talk of the LSU area. Even though LSU, and I'll give them credit, they did win quite much in 2019 with Joe Burrow. They haven't won anything. I don't know how I can thoroughly place them into could win a championship when I can see the upward trend, but they won 8 games last year?
They won, yeah, but the games they were losing, I'm pretty sure they're not easy games. I don't remember USC really getting upset. They were undefeated at home. So that's the other thing. You're on the West Coast, so that
helps.
Sucks.
That helps.
It helps at home. It kind of sucks when you're
traveling away.
So that kind of hurts them. But then also, I think I don't remember them getting upset. I'm pretty sure they ended the season pretty decently ranked. I think they have been trending up. They've been coming back. They've been doing better at defense.
Could this be a year they make the playoffs? Sure.
I think if they were to do it, this year.
They can make the playoffs.
Right. I think they have their quarterback back,
They're
too.
They're not going to win.
Which is nice.
They're not winning.
I think they can. I think they could.
They're not winning.
So I only have one more team on here. And I think this is one you will definitely give you the most grief.
Besides LSU?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
This is out of the box.
Wow.
This is because of factors.
Everybody's going to think I'm just a hater.
No, that's fine. We like you being selective. I'm sure some people agree with you.
Maybe I'm just a hater.
But I'm sure some people agree with me. Like Penn State fans. Hear me out. No. Hear me out. They can win it all. They can do it. What did we learn last year from Miami? You've got to get in. You just got to get in the playoffs. Do you know what I think Penn State's going to do? I think they're going to get in the playoffs. Think about it. We have experienced people coming from Iowa State. Iowa State, not that bad of a team. You're only taking the best players. You still have Penn State. You have a new head coach. This guy is being ridiculous. I think they bring in their transfers and do well. Do you remember Indiana doing that? Year one Indiana did not win a title.
You think Kurt Cignetti's the same as...
Kurt Cignetti? I'm saying it's a similar situation.
This wonderful Iowa State head coach.
Except instead of bringing dudes from JMU, you could bring dudes from Iowa State. Here's what else. They have the easiest schedule in the FBS. They have the easiest schedule. They play no one. They're probably winning. They could easily win.
This
10,
sounds like
10,
you're
11
arguing
games.
that these are just teams that can get the playoffs.
No. But that is my whole point. If you're getting in the playoffs, you can go on a run.
You still got to win 4 hard games in a row.
Yeah, I totally understand that, and I think they could do it. I think they get.
They
hot
don't
at
have
the
the
right
talent.
Time. I think they do have the talent.
No, they don't.
I think they lost people to Virginia Tech, but here's the other thing. I think Franklin is a good coach, but here's the thing. There's a very good chance there are people out there. There are whispers in my ear saying, you know what? Maybe he just can't win big games.
The issue.
Maybe he just can't win games. I don't really know if that's true, but you know what? If even a shred of that is true, then you put in a new guy in there. You get him year one. You go all the way. Their schedule's super favorable. They could win it all. Boom.
That is insane.
Yeah.
First off, they had the most talent they ever had last year, and I get it.
Yeah.
They don't have the talent to fight Miami. They don't have the talent to fight Alabama, even. They don't have the talent to fight Georgia.
But how
does
much
talent win
does
games?
talent win games?
Clearly a bit. You need to at least be on even field.
I mean,
You need to be on even field.
We talked about Indiana for quite a long time.
I understand.
Yeah, they didn't have talent.
They
were just older, and you know what? You experience, You get better at the game. Your stars you got in
the stars you got in high school
don't
does not
much.
mean what you are when you're 23.
But then again, that's maybe how you're ranking a lot of those Iowa State guys. And you take those good Iowa State guys and fuse them with the old Penn State guys. It's not like their whole team left.
No, it's not like their whole team
left. A lot
left.
of their team left. But it's not like their whole team left. And it's not like they don't have money. They had enough money to fire James Franklin in the middle of the season.
Do you think they give him? Do you think they, after firing him, spending all that money, do you think they gave him money for NIL?
Yeah,
NIL.
I think so. You get the candidate. You know what? They really struggled on getting their candidate, but I think decent hire, pretty good hire. He done
I would say
good things
so.
at Iowa
He's fine.
State. So if you're willing to spend that much money to fire James Franklin right on the spot, then you're probably willing to spend money to make your team good again.
This sounds like, sure. This just sounds like could make the playoffs. This team is definitely.
I think they will make the playoffs.
This team is definitely not a winning the championship caliber. They're not getting a chip.
I think they have an opportunity.
Okay, that's crazy.
I think they've been the third in the Big Ten for a while, and then now they're not because Oregon's back in it, and USC's in it, and Michigan's getting better again. But maybe this is the change they needed all the way.
We'll see.
I think with a new head coach, they have the ability. This could all be rage bait.
This is straight clickbait.
No, I'm rage baiting Josh.
I'll be using that.
Oh,
I'll be clipping that.
So, you didn't have any other teams I didn't mention.
No, I had those 7.
So it sounds like there's some teams we left out.
There were. Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about any of them?
I can talk about some of them.
Okay. I feel like I've been talking.
So you
trying to defend myself this whole
you
time.
were defending yourself the whole time, and I'll go over. So the ones that obviously that I had that you had on your can win it is the Miami, the Texas A&M, USC, Penn State of the worlds.
Yeah.
And I've clearly argued and believed that they shouldn't be, and I was a little bit more selective, and even though it's February, I was like, only these 7 will win it, and that's it. But I think people will be surprised. We have Texas Tech out.
Yeah, so you explain your reasoning, then I'll explain mine.
First off, the easy schedule does not help them. And everybody will be like, why? They're going to get in playoffs. Yes, but they will not be tested. They will not have any trial by fires action. And I'm just going to say the quality of gameplay that they play is just not good.
Yeah, I think there's something different about getting the easiest schedule in the SEC or Big Ten versus getting the easiest schedule in the Big 12. You need some even the easiest schedules in the SEC or Big Ten.
It's better.
You're going to have a couple, and then especially, you're going to play a conference championship game that is difficult. Every conference championship game for the SEC and Big Ten is going to be super competitive, and both teams are going to be going to the playoffs. That is not the case for the Big 12.
No, not at all.
So they can make it all the way to the playoffs like they did last year and get shut out like they did last year.
Yeah.
I just went back and I looked at the scores, and it was Oregon beat them 23-0. And I think
suckers.
Didn't Texas? No, they had a bye, so no one hosted the game.
No one hosted.
But they beat them 23-0, and then Oregon got blown out by the actual national champion.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't good.
That just begs to say, if they make it back, they can't make noise, unlike some other teams I just think that can make it.
Like Penn State?
Like LSU or Penn State.
LSU hasn't made
I think
it
they have
either.
a better chance of making noise if they make it in the playoffs than a Texas Tech.
Man, I would have put Texas Tech before both of those teams. At least they have a more consistent chance of making the playoffs than those two teams do.
At least they have a lot of money.
They do have a lot of money. So we had that. Obviously, I had Miami not making it.
Right.
But that guy over there, weirdo, thinks otherwise. I have Ole Miss as well. I don't think with the new head coach and everything, with the volatile situation that they're in, the way Lane Kiffin left. Trinidad's back. And that's nice. I'm not saying they can't make the playoffs. I'm saying they're not going to win 4 games in a row.
I think that does help a lot. They went to the playoffs. They played decently well.
Trinidad Chambliss was like football Jesus for them.
Yeah, I think actually, that's kind of an argument against them. Like he peaked at the right time.
Oh, he was.
Now, if he's playing that well all season,
then that's a Heisman winner.
maybe
right
they can do that. But I'd agree. Ole Miss, I don't think so. I think it's different. They're promoting from within, and I don't see them doing as well.
I got BYU as well with the same logic behind Texas Tech. You can't win the national championship with the caliber of teams that you're playing in the Big 12.
I think Big 12 teams have been getting better. I think they just need to be a little bit better to really talk about some of them making it, which is interesting because the ACC, I mean, Miami made it to the national championship.
For sure.
So I'm kind of shocked. Miami made it all that way, and then Texas Tech was kind of like a juggernaut all year. And then
look what happened.
Slayed an egg. Maybe they just had one bad game.
Maybe.
It was only one game. I'm basing a lot of this off one game, but that one game was the most important game, and that's a real problem.
And it didn't look like they put up a fight. So
yeah,
that's all I'm saying. And then I had Texas A&M, USC, LSU. We rehashed all that. Don't need to do that again. Iowa. I wanted to make sure to make that clear because Iowa looked good down the stretch, but again, they're not known for winning. They're not known for offense.
Someone on the outside might say all they need is the right quarterback or offensive scheme to be a powerhouse.
They've been saying that for 15 years.
And real football fans know it's just not going to happen over.
It's Iowa.
I have faith it can eventually happen. I don't think any singular offseason will take them from what they were.
Not in my lifetime. From
being the lowest over-unders every single week to
I love it.
Anywhere better. And
I love it. I bet the under every time.
I noticed we haven't talked about Alabama. Now, I want to go out here right away and say I am higher on Alabama than normal people.
Yeah.
No, I said that. I don't.
You own it.
Here's the thing with Alabama. A lot of people are projecting them 20th to 30th to start the season.
Sure.
This is February. But this is the first time probably in like 20 years. We'll say probably first time in like 20 years that Alabama, or before Nick Saban era, first time since before Nick Saban that they're not projected in like the top 20.
Sure.
I mean, or the top 15, top 10. Their team is looking pretty rough. Now, I think they're going to be better than that. I don't think they're going to all of a sudden be ranked 25th and not able to beat everyone. I still think they're going to be good.
Sure.
They can beat everyone. I think all they have to do is figure out their run game because that was a key flaw for them last year.
It was.
I think the biggest reason that's stopping me from making them a contender is their quarterback situation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kalen DeBoer. I was going to be like,
No. Kalen DeBoer can win big games. He does that.
He does that.
He knows how to manage.
He knows how to do that.
He's fine. But I think that right now they have two people in their quarterback race. I don't remember their names, but I know neither of them have any starts.
Woo!
In the FBS level.
Woohoo!
That just doesn't win anymore.
That's not good.
You need a quarterback.
That's not
who
good.
Has experience. I don't think we're really going to see any quarterbacks with 0 starts or a true freshman quarterback really give you a real shot at winning a championship. I think they can get you far. I think they could make the playoffs. But that is a situation where I don't see them winning 4 games in a row of high-quality play.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't have Alabama on this list for this year.
Yeah, I'm not very high on them as well. And just kind of for the same reasons you talked about. I mean, even the run game was atrocious down the road when even they couldn't even pass it in the first place. Yeah, just in general, their offense was sputtering, and they did not end well.
Yeah, and last year they never really looked super good. Obviously, they started the season with a bad taste in their mouths when they lose to Florida State, of all teams. And
that was funny.
And so they were really not great in the beginning, and then they got better, and then they kind of peaked in the middle of the season, and towards the end, actually they beat Georgia, right?
They did.
They beat Georgia, and then Georgia beat them in the championship. And then, you know what? They just kind of fell off, and they scored like 3 points against Indiana, right?
Yeah.
I think they played Indiana. Not good.
Alabama didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. They played in the SEC championship. They had to be in the playoffs. Josh, they were technically number 1 in the SEC before the SEC championship. Remember, they put them at 9. They put them at 9 so that they could have.
They played the first week.
They would have had to play.
Who was the G5 school?
No. They're not playing G5. 5 and 6 play G5. 7 and 8 play 9 and 10. So they would have played the 8th ranked team. Oh, they lost to them? Ooh. I don't know who that is. I'll have to look that up. You look it up.
No, I'm confused. It's been so long.
This would be a good talking point. I'll talk about some of my other, while you're looking that up, I'll talk about some of my other people I just don't think. Michigan, I think there's too much turnover in their whole coaching situation. They're purging out their old staff. They got, 1 year of experience quarterback now, but still a young guy. Florida, same situation with the new head coach and questionable quarterback. Tennessee kind of fading away. Auburn, new head coach.
Yeah.
All these are teams who've kind of been around it before, but for that reason, we just can't put them there. Clemson kind of passed them by. They're kind of dipping their toe in the transfer portal, but
Alabama played Oklahoma and beat them.
And beat them. So, okay, they won a playoff
So they
game,
did play Indiana.
but they did play Indiana, and they scored 3 points.
3 points against Indiana.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So, yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Missouri's never been there, so I don't have them in there.
Makes sense.
Washington's never been there.
Washington
They
has
have
been there.
My bad.
With Kalen DeBoer.
They have been there with Kalen DeBoer. They're still a decent team, but
They're still fine.
I just don't think they're that caliber.
No.
And like I said, Clemson, game might have passed them up a little bit. Dabo Swinney, I mean, they can't really fire him, but he's trying to do better, dip his toe in the transfer portal, but then get sued out of his mind in the courts. Or not sued, but poached and tampered with. And
yeah.
I just, under those circumstances, it's just not looking like a very happy place over there in Clemson land.
That's all I got for.
So yeah, those are contenders, pretenders.
Yeah.
I mean, winners and not
winners.
Right.
And losers.